August 15th, 1947 dawned with a mix of exhilaration and trepidation for India. After almost 3 centuries under British rule, India finally tasted the sweet nectar of freedom. This momentous occasion marked not just the end of an empire, but also the birth of 2 nations, India and Pakistan. Yet this freedom was a bittersweet symphony, tinged with the agony of partition, a tragic tale of unimaginable human suffering. Millions dreamt of a united and prosperous India, free from the shackles of colonialism. However, the dream soon turned into a nightmare as communal riots engulfed the nation. Families were torn apart, homes were reduced to ashes, and the land was stained with the blood of innocents. The partition of India remains one of the most defining events of the 20th century, a poignant reminder of the human cost of division. It is a story of political complexities, religious tensions, and ultimately the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. The scars of partition run deep, etched in the memories of those who witnessed the horrors firsthand and passed down through generations. This is the story of how British rule finally ended in India, a tale that delves into the heart of a nation's struggle for independence and the enduring legacy of its partition. To understand the partition, we must journey back to the twilight years of the British Raj. Indian nationalism grew from discontent nurtured by British exploitative policies. The British East India Company, transforming from a trading entity into a ruling power, sowed the seeds of its own demise. British policies devastated India's traditional industries and agriculture. Farmers were forced to cultivate cash crops like indigo and opium, leading to famines and debt. Education created a class of Indians to serve the Raj, widening the social divide. Ironically, this education exposed Indians to Western ideals of liberty and self-rule. Indians began to question British rule. The Sepoy Mutiny of 1857, sparked by controversial rifle cartridges, was a turning point. Though crushed, the uprising became a symbol of resistance. From the mutiny rose a nationalist movement fueled by a desire for self-determination. Leaders emerged demanding Swaraj, complete independence. Figures like Dadabhai Naoroji, Gopal Krishna Gokhale and Bal Gangadhar Tilak contributed to the freedom movement. The stage was set for a tumultuous struggle against colonial power and divisive forces. As the Indian nationalist movement gained momentum, 2 distinct visions for the future of an independent India emerged, represented by the Indian National Congress and the All India Muslim League. The Congress, founded in 1885, initially sought greater autonomy within the British Empire, but gradually shifted towards demanding complete independence. Led by a galaxy of leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Congress advocated for a united, secular India where people of all faiths and backgrounds could live together harmoniously. Gandhi, with his philosophy of non-violent resistance, or satyagraha, became the moral compass of the movement, inspiring millions to join the struggle for freedom. On the other hand, the Muslim League, founded in 1906, started expressing concerns about the political representation of Muslims in a future independent India. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, initially a proponent of Hindu-Muslim unity, emerged as the League's most prominent voice. Jinnah, once dubbed the ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity, underwent a significant ideological transformation. He argued that Muslims, with their distinct culture and identity, constituted a separate nation and demanded a separate Muslim homeland, Pakistan. Section 4, the 1946 elections, a nation divided. The year 1946 marked a watershed moment in India's struggle for independence. With the Second World War over and Britain eager to relinquish its colonial possessions, the stage was set for India's transition to self-rule. The British government announced elections for a constituent assembly tasked with framing a constitution for independent India. The elections witnessed a fierce battle between the Congress and the Muslim League. The Congress, campaigning on a platform of unity and secularism, emerged as the single largest party, winning a majority of the general seats. However, the Muslim League's performance was remarkable, securing almost all the seats reserved for Muslims. This result sent shockwaves through the political landscape, highlighting the deep communal divide that had come to define Indian politics. Jinnah's demand for a separate Muslim state, once considered a fringe idea, gained alarming traction. The 1946 elections were not just a contest for political power, they were a referendum on the very idea of a united India. Section 5, Direct Action Day. Fanning the flames of discord. The political climate, already tense after the 1946 elections, took a turn for the worse with the Muslim League's call for Direct Action Day on August 16, 1946. Jinnah declared it a day of legitimate constitutional action to press for Pakistan's demand. However, the day descended into one of the darkest chapters in India's history, sparking horrific communal violence, particularly in Calcutta. Mobs, fueled by religious hatred and fear, rampaged through the streets, leaving a trail of destruction and death in their wake. The Great Calcutta Killings, as they came to be known, saw thousands of Hindus and Muslims massacred, their homes and businesses looted and burned. The violence spread like wildfire to other parts of the country, further deepening the communal divide. Direct Action Day was a turning point, shattering any remaining hope for a peaceful, united India. The bloodbath served as a grim reminder of the deep-seated animosities that existed between communities and pushed the country closer to the brink of partition. The events of August 16, 1946 cast a long shadow over India's struggle for freedom, leaving behind a legacy of pain, mistrust and bitterness. Section 6. A hasty partition. As the violence escalated, the British government, eager to expedite their exit from India, hastily drew up plans for partition. Lord Mountbatten, the last Viceroy of India, was tasked with overseeing the transition. The plan was to divide British India into two independent dominions, India and Pakistan. The Radcliffe Line, hastily drawn by British lawyer Cyril Radcliffe, was to demarcate the boundaries. The partition was announced on June 3, 1947, and was to take effect on August 15, 1947. The rushed nature of the partition process left little time for adequate planning or consultation. The arbitrary borders created chaos as millions of people found themselves on the wrong side of the divide. The hasty partition sowed seeds of discord that would have lasting repercussions for both nations. Section 7. The human cost of partition. The partition of India in 1947 was one of the largest and most tragic migrations in human history. An estimated 15 million people were displaced as Hindus and Sikhs fled to India and Muslims to Pakistan. The journey was fraught with danger as communal violence erupted along the way. Trains carrying refugees were attacked and entire villages were wiped out in the frenzy of hatred. Families were torn apart and countless lives were lost. The refugee camps overflowed with people who had lost everything. The trauma of partition left deep scars on the collective psyche of the subcontinent. The human cost of partition was immense, and its legacy of division and conflict continues to affect India and Pakistan to this day.